Their state championship hopes dashed earlier today, but Tolono Unity and Bureau Valley still have a chance to end their season with a win. The Storm trying to win their third straight third-place trophy. Next on the IHSA TV network. Welcome to Carver Arena in downtown Peoria for the final night of the Class A basketball season. March Madness hits full scale here tonight. Friday's upset winners meet in the third place contest. Hi, I'm Lee Hall and welcome to Peoria. Tolono Unity got past Robinson. They upset third-ranked Robinson yesterday. It was Bureau Valley getting past Providence St. Mel team out of Chicago. They came up short earlier today, but they play for a third-place trophy here tonight and try to end their season with a win. I know you might say, hey, it's a third-place game, big deal. I'll tell you what, I would take off this wonderful blue jacket and trade places with any of these guys to get into a championship game here tonight. I bet Doug Altenberger and Kurt Pegler might too. Guys?
Well, Lee, I think we might do that, and we may take you up on that offer if we don't want to see that jacket any longer. Kurt Pegler, Doug Altenberger with you. Welcome to the final night of the Class A boys basketball tournament. It's championship night, but it's also third place night, and a pair of teams that want to finish the season on a winning note, and that's why we have the consolation game, right?
And also the players and the fans. Everybody, they want to soak up the moment. You want to play for that third and fourth finish. You want to be able to earn that, not just go out there and say, well, we're not going to play the game. And so the fans, everybody gets into it. Also gives an opportunity, guys that didn't start, guys that are on the bench, guys that practice just as hard as the starters, everybody gets an opportunity. So you see the coaches a little more relaxed here at the beginning, you can see, but once that game gets going, you know, it means a lot to win the game.
That's right. Let's take you through the road to Peoria, how these two teams made their way to the Class A Elite Eight. Bureau Valley is the visiting team, so we'll start with them. They won their Mendota Regional and then beat Byron and Princeton on the way to the sectional championship that they hosted, then beat Yorkville on Tuesday night to win the DeKalb Super Sectional, got to Peoria, won last night in the quarterfinals against Providence St. Mel before losing this morning to Pleasant Plains 65-36 in a Class A state semifinal. Meanwhile, Unity High School from Tolono won the Tolono Regional, then beat Chrisman in overtime, and Central A&M from Moweaqua to win the Decatur Sectional, beat Warrensburg Latham on Tuesday night in the Decatur Super Sectional. Finally, after five previous tries, finally made it to the state quarters, beat Robinson in overtime yesterday before losing to Heron 52-45 this morning in the state semifinals. A couple of key players that we want to hone in on. First of all, for Bureau Valley, Phil Endress, a player who was part of the first two teams that have taken trophies back, now is going to make it a three-peat and bringing a trophy home.
And that's really amazing. I mean, here's a guy, a senior. He does it all. He shoots the three-pointer. I mean, everything flows through him offensively. Does it all. He can, does the assists and gets great vision on the court. And here's a guy able to finish up his career. It's amazing, Kurt, like you talked about. Here's a guy who's been to the state tournament 3 years in a row, and just not many kids can say that.
Meanwhile, Tyler Smith continues to play very well for the Rockets of Unity High School.
And Tyler Smith is another guy. He can score anywhere on the court, three-point land, inside, outside. He's their guy that Unity looks for his touches and look for him to get off on another great night tonight.
All right, let's run through the keys of the game. First, Doug, for Bureau Valley, what did the Storm have to do?
Well, the Storm, they've got to take care of, control the boards. They've got to try to force turnovers. They love that 1-3-1 trap, and they love to shoot the three. I mean, there's an area where they can step up, and there's a great strength for them.
And what about Unity?
And Unity, on the other hand, they've got to handle that trap, control the tempo, and try to get some more perimeter scored, and they've really struggled since they've been here in Peoria.
It is a third-place matchup between Unity High School from Tolono and Bureau Valley from Manlius. Stay tuned. We'll have the starting lineups and the opening tap after these messages and a word from your local stations. For the introductions of the players and tonight's national anthem, let's go courtside to public address announcer Paul Herzog.
Good evening, basketball fans. On behalf of the Illinois High School Association and the City of Peoria, welcome to America's original March Madness. Tonight's third place game features Manlius, Bureau Valley, and Tolono Unity. Let's meet the starting lineups for this contest. Starting at a forward for the Storm, a 6'3" senior, number 12, Adam Gutschall. At a forward for the Rockets, a 6'5" junior, 21, Tyler Smith. The other forward for Bureau Valley is 6'4" junior, number 40, Nathan Koenig. The other forward for the Rockets is 6'2" junior, number 33, Andy Eisenmenger. At center for Bureau Valley is 6'2" senior, 42, Greg Cooley. At center for Tolono Unity is 6'2" senior, 24, Cole Voigt. At a guard for the Storm, the 6'1" junior, number 10, Reed Oberle. At a guard for the Rockets, a 5'7" senior, number 10, Josh Harding. The other guard for Bureau Valley, 6'3" senior, 32, Phil Endress. The other guard for Unity, a 5'10" junior, number 11, Brian Moore. Head coach of the Storm in his 12th season, 7 at Bureau Valley, a record of 151 and 58, Brad Bickett. Head coach of the Unity Rockets in his 7th season, his 2nd at Unity, 45 and 13 is his record, Lance Freeman. No other state in America.
All right, let's take a look at the starting 5 for each team here. Bureau Valley and Tolono Unity getting ready to play in this third place game. Gutschall, Koenig, Cooley, Oberle, and Endress. Gutschall and Endress, the two guys we'll keep our eye on for the Storm. Unity starts Smith, Eisenmenger, Voigt, Harden, and Moore in the backcourt. We'll have Keith Book getting the ceremonial first ball from Country Insurance and Financial Services here in Peoria. As he shakes hands with the officials who will be working tonight's game, Bob Schiffbauer, Bill Frischer, and Dave Mueller. Unity is in the home whites with maroon trim, and the Bureau Valley Storm in their powder blue uniforms with white trim. And it is the third place game here at Carver Arena, the appetizer for the championship game tonight between Heron and Pleasant Plains. And we are glad you're alongside here on the IHSA television network. Phil Endress to jump for Bureau Valley. Tyler Smith to jump for the Unity Rockets, and it's Unity that controls the opening tip. And we are underway here in this third place contest. Here's Smith, thought about the three, steps inside the arc. Now it's Harden. Now Smith, pull-up jumper. Off the back of the iron, no good. Eisenmenger, the offensive board. And he missed out, and it's cleared that time by Greg Cooley of the Storm. Both of these teams wanting to avenge losses earlier today in the semifinals and have an opportunity to take home the third place trophy and finish the season on a winning note. Here's Gutschall. His shot is no good. Got the offensive board and hit the fadeaway jumper. So Adam Gutschall gets a quick start for the Storm. He's averaging about 14 points and 8 rebounds a game.
Yeah, nice job of staying with that, with the offensive putback.
And a trapping zone, which we'll see by Bureau Valley, and it results in a steal now.
Yeah, they'll switch back 1-3-1. They'll go with a soft or a hard trap. Then they'll go back to man-to-man, so they change defenses a lot.
Give and go that time. And Gutschall just got himself too far underneath, couldn't complete the reverse layup. And now Smith all the way down. Bounce pass near side, it's Voigt. Nice pass down to Eisenmenger.
Well, nice extra pass by Cole Voigt to look for Eisenmenger coming from nowhere. Good rotation there.
Voigt sees the floor very well. He's the quarterback of the football team, and he has a quarterback's mentality on the basketball floor sometimes. Usually you only think of point guards as being kind of the quarterbacks, but I think that Cole Voigt passes the ball very well for a big fellow. But there's a turnover that time by Unity.
He looks like a linebacker too. He plays multi positions.
Plays on both sides of the football and plays a very solid basketball game as well. We're just underway. It's Bureau Valley 2 and Unity 2. Valley is from Manlius, about 50 miles away from Peoria. Unity is down near Champaign-Urbana from about 100 miles away. In fact, let's take a look at the maps and where these schools are located throughout the state. You see Manlius is just north of Peoria, about 50 or 55 miles, and Tolono is just outside Champaign, roughly 100 miles away. Both teams have nice fan base, and they've made the trek here to Carver Arena. And they'll see each of these teams come away with a trophy. One's going to take home a third-place trophy, and one's going to take home a fourth-place trophy.
Kurt, when you go against a 1-3-1 trap like that, on the baseline will be wide open. Moore's got to look for that jump shot or look inside like that. Try to get some inside-outside action.
Smith with a nice move on the baseline, and he's going to get to the foul line.
See, once you get that ball along the baseline, most of the defenders are free throw line extended. So once you're able to get behind the defense, Bureau Valley's got to collapse there. They didn't do it. Smith takes it to the hole and gets to the free throw line.
And Greg Cooley is whistled for the foul for Bureau Valley, so that's his first and the team's first, and Smith to the foul line, where he's a 71% foul shooter.
Yeah, Smith, although he had 18 rebounds against the Heron Tigers, I mean, he really laid it out there, and I think that took a lot out of him. He struggled from the field, 5 for 26. He was trying to do it all out there, but he was going against a guy named Brian Algie, who's one of the better players in the state.
Both free throws made by Smith, and a 4-2 Unity lead. Gutschall looked down low. Now he'll penetrate, works on Voigt. Hangs, fires, and he's going to get to the free throw line.
You can see he gets that ball, gets it like we call in triple threat position. He can pass, shoot, or dribble. Does a nice ball fake there, takes it on the floor, and when he gets that ball around that free throw line, he's got to honor his jump shot, and nice recognition. He takes it to the hole.
You just saw a quick shot of Lance Freeman, the Tolono Unity Rockets head coach. The sports jacket always lasts about 45 seconds with him, and then it's quickly shed.
He's got the tie on tonight. Looking forward to the trophy presentation.
Gutschall splits his free throws, and here's that full court pressure by the Storm. That trapping presence. And the Rockets break it nicely. 4-3 early going here. Unity High School leads Bureau Valley for the third-place trophy here at Carver Arena, the 2002 Class A Boys Basketball State Tournament, and it has been a terrific one here in Peoria. Moore and Harden in the backcourt. Now it's Voigt on the baseline, lost the dribble, looking for help. His pass intended for Tyler Smith is knocked out of bounds that time by Gutschall.
Yeah, Josh Harden is going to have a hard time getting his shot off. Phil Endress, who's about 6'4", is guarding him, so he's going to give him a little space, look for that, first look for the drive, then the jump shot. And Harden's got to work hard to maybe go outside and get to that open spot, look for that jump shot.
Gutschall guarding Smith, who slips it down nicely to Eisenmenger, who now has 4 of his team's 6 points. It's a 6-3 Rockets advantage.
Eisenmenger, when you look at him, you think of defense, but right now he's giving his team a little offense.
Phil Endress, who walks the ball up the floor, is yet to take a shot. And on cue, he knocks down his first shot.
Guy of his ability, you let him walk it down, get to that free throw line. He just turned around, did a Michael Jordan type turnaround jump shot from the free throw line.
Working the baseline now is Eisenmenger. His pass is out to Smith. We've played 3 minutes. It's 6-5 in favor of Unity. Skip pass over to Harden. Gets to the baseline. Drives, hangs, passes it off. Eisenmenger chases it down. Now it's Smith. He penetrates. He may have walked. He did. Timeout on the floor. 6-5. The Rockets lead the Storm. This IHSA broadcast is brought to you by ADCO Tractor. You've got to drive one. And by Country Insurance and Financial Services. Real people, real answers, real quick. Let's break down the tale of 2 cities here. Bureau Valley is in Manlius with a population of 450 from Bureau County. You see the enrollment is about 400 from the Three Rivers Conference. This is a consolidated school. Unity High School's in Tolono, 2,400 in the town of Champaign County, 445 in the school, members of the Illini Central.
Yeah, we look at Unity, you think of Illinois playing over in Indianapolis, and here, if you probably drove through that town, there's not much going on right now. Most of that town is either here or down in Indianapolis.
That's Lance Freeman in his second year coaching the Rockets. His team is 25-7 this year. He has a 45-13 record in his 2 seasons at Unity High School. Former high school star at Crescent Iroquois. And now coaching his team and taking it to the final night of the high school basketball season. From the outside, Enders knocks down the 3. And so Phil Enders is 2 for 2 from the field.
You know, we talked about him in the open, a great three-point shooter. Got to know where he's spot up.
Now Smith tries to answer for 3. Shot rolls out, cleared by Gutshaw. 3-on-2 if he hurries, all the way down. And it's going to be a foul. And it's going to be an offensive foul, I believe. Yes, it is. And guess who took the charge? Josh Harden, who's made a living on the Carver Arena floor doing that this weekend.
And he took that was a tough charge. No acting there. I mean, he took a full blow right to the midsection. And right now he's hurt. He's trying to walk it off.
See Andy Eisenmenger go to the Unity bench. And we're seeing Stratton Kellenhofer for the first time for the Rockets. 8-6, Bureau Valley with its first lead of the game. Harden had a shot blocked that time, but a foul is going to be whistled against Greg Cooley. Actually, what, ball out of bounds? I thought for a minute that they were going to call a foul, but it said, yeah, jump ball, alternate possession now is going to favor Bureau Valley. So good defense.
Yeah, Harden went in there, tried to draw contact, but they got the ball first, and ball first, then the contact. Usually when that happens, you're going to get a jump ball. Not going to get the foul.
Near steal that time, and it's Cooley who comes away with it. And now we've got a whistle away from the basketball. And it's going to be a foul.
You know, one thing about Bureau Valley, you know, they had that late game on Friday. And it seems like any team that wins that late game, they come back the next day, especially in the morning session. This takes a lot of energy.
Enders, who has the hot hand, the miss from the outside. The rebound is controlled by Cole Voigt. Now it's Hart who shoots the 3. Long, no good, and cleared that time by Justin Van Holt. Back come the Storm with the lead, 8-6 of the basketball. Spinning is Gutshaw. He's going to be called for the offensive foul.
Now, it's important for these guys, someone especially like Bureau Valley or whatever. We've got young guys to get them out there in exposure. And then you see Justin Van Holten, who gets out there and plays some good minutes, and want to get those underclassmen too, just in there for a little bit, get their appetite. You know, give them a little taste of what it is to be down here downstate and play in the Final Four.
Jake Monismith has checked in now as well for Bureau Valley. Brad Pickett not afraid to go down that roster. Most everybody on his team played in every game this year, and that's very rare to see in the high school level.
Yeah, it is rare. It's very hard to play that many guys out there, but he's been able to do it and do it successfully.
That pass intended down for Justin Little was knocked out of bounds, but Unity will maintain possession. There's 2:35 to go here in the opening quarter. You see the field goal differential, 42% for the Storm, 29% for Unity. Neither team shot the ball well in their semifinal appearances this morning. Smith for 3 from the outside is short. Long rebound to Enders. Enders with 5 points here in this game already has 1 more point than he had all of the game in the semifinal this morning. From the corner that time, the 3 ball is no good. Chased down, loose ball in the corner. Who gets it? Out of bounds to Bureau Valley. It was Van Holten who missed the 3, but the ball was kept alive, and so the Storm will maintain possession.
Yeah, Justin Little, when he fell to the floor, I felt that floor shake a little bit. All 250 pounds of him. You talked about a lot of these guys on the team here played in the state playoffs, and
yeah,
you know, winning breeds winning.
I agree with that. Yeah. Bodies on the floor again, right in front of the Unity bench, and the foul is going to be against the Storm, and it's going to be against Monismith. Nikki Yates has checked in the game for the Storm for the first time. Yeah, there are 7 players on this Unity basketball team that also played on the state runner-up football team of 2000 a couple of years ago. And I agree with you, Doug. If you win in track and field or cross country or golf or tennis or football, I think it just carries over from one sport to the next. Smith again, tough shot.
A lot of those shots you think are forced, but he has the knack of putting them in the hole. And you know, at times they do look forced, but most of the times they're not. They go right in the bottom of the net.
A 3-ball that time is no good by Von Holton, and the long rebound comes out, and Unity comes away with it. It's Josh Harden pushing the ball to the floor. Now he's going to spot up for 3. Missed the shot. Nice clear out that time by Bureau Valley. The defense got back quickly and covered up for it.
Now Jake Manlius gets to that other side and does a nice job of clearing out.
Nice drop down pass that time by Phil Endress, but we've got a foul before the shot. More contact.
Well, Kurt, you talked about this team meaning a lot. Every time they go in there, there's a white jersey trying to take the charge, hitting the floor. There you see the big fella again, just a little hitting the floor, trying to take the charge. And you see what Endress is trying to do, penetrate, get the ball to the blocks. And when he jumps up in the air, they're going to slide in there and try to take that charge.
Here we go.
Eight ball game. Under a minute and a half here to go in the opening quarter of the state's third-place game between Unity and Bureau Valley. Nathan Koenig, and there's a traveling violation. As Koenig tried to penetrate, dragged that foot, whistled for the violation.
Guys without the shirts.
That's the 4th turnover for the Storm. Both teams are certainly playing hard. If there was any thought that maybe this third-place game wouldn't mean anything, like you said, Doug, it's certainly not apparent to the players. Smith around a double team. Now Harden is in the corner. It's Little. His skip pass goes out. Now it's Eisenmenger who's back in the game. Short jumper from the baseline rolls off. Koenig comes away with it. Now hands to Endress, who walks the ball up the floor for the Storm. Unity stays in its man-to-man defense. Nice penetration and a good pass down low to Smith, who cashes in. Terrific feed by Brandon Bowman.
That was a great feed. Kept his head up, kept looking, and oh, that was from downtown there.
More of the long shot, no good. Eisenmenger, the offensive board, he's going to fake it. And now it's Smith from the other side. A 3-ball is up and no good. And again, some tough shooting for the Rockets, who are now just 3 of 13 from the floor for 23%. They shot 13% in the first half of the semifinal against Heron, dug themselves a hole. Final seconds here, opening quarter. Bureau Valley with the lead and the basketball, hoping for a final shot. There it is. On the baseline, it's no good. Knocked out of bounds. Let's see who gets it. That was Brandon Bowman's shot, and it's out of bounds to Unity. And the Rockets have 1.8 seconds to see if they can score here before the end of the quarter. Justin Little will heave up a 3/4 court shot. It was on target, but it was short. Actually, they called traveling. Well, it's traveling call, and so the ball's going to go out of bounds in front of the scorer's table here. Now Bureau Valley's going to have 1.3. They said only 0.5 of a second, just half a second ticked off. So now it's the Storm actually that have a chance to go.
Scorer's table's got a very active finger going tonight here. That was a quick trigger.
There's Endress. His shot is up and no good, and that's the end of the first quarter of play. 8 minutes in the book in the third-place game here at Carver Arena. And after 8 minutes of play, the Storm lead the Rockets 10-8. More from Peoria after these messages and a word from your local stations.
Our score after one quarter. It's Bureau Valley with a 2-point lead, and You know, guys, I thought I was the best dressed guy here today with my lovely blue jacket until I saw these guys from Tolono Unity. Yeah! There they are, Unity. You guys don't just face paint and do all that. You guys actually do some stunts and stuff before the game. How'd you guys get started doing that?
We were watching the cheerleaders, and we decided one night we should give something like that a try. So we thought we'd try lifting them up, give them a flag, and see what we could do. Worked out.
Now, you guys have been in this face paint for how long now?
We've been in since about 7:30 this morning, actually.
I thought it's not from yesterday?
No, we were able.
All right, good.
We were able to get a little break, a couple hours.
You know, I can't believe that the team was voted worst haircuts in the sectional. I mean, you guys, I mean, sartorial splendor is what we're talking about over here, Kurt.
Oh, that's excellent, Lee. In fact, I would like to see perhaps you with some of that sartorial pleasure. 10-8, our score as we open the second quarter. Bureau Valley with the lead. It's Unity with the basketball. Tyler Smith had it stolen away. That time his Gutshaw picked it right off him and now pushes the ball up the floor all the way down, lost the dribble and traveled.
Well, did a great job of staying with Smith, and then he goes behind the back. Great effort by Unity. And one thing about Unity, you're not going to beat these guys down the court. They do just a great job of retreating on defense, and they just don't give up a lot of easy buckets.
Another steal this time, and it's Gutshaw who comes away with it again. But this time he'll wait for some teammates as he was outnumbered. Near side, it's Cooley. Now it's Bowman for three. His shot is no good. And back to get it is Brian Moore. Long lead pass ahead to Eisenmenger all the way down with the left hand. Count it! And a three-point play chance.
The thing about Andy Eisenmenger, when you think of him, like we talked about, was defense, and he's been sticking Phil Endress here the first quarter and a half, so spending a lot of energy, but he releases, gets behind the defense, goes up with the tough shot with the left hand, too. A body on him, and that is so difficult to do. Goes up strong with the left hand, protects it, just like the coach's diagram. Plays with a lot of emotion.
Perfect execution. And now Eisenmenger has a chance for the three-point play, and he converts. And Eisenmenger, who averages 8 points a night, already has 7 here in the opening minutes of this basketball game.
Yeah, a lot of times your top scorers after 2 games in a short period of time coming back for the third game, they've expended a lot of energy. It's the other guys who've got to step up and do some scoring for you.
And you start seeing those jump shots. When those guys are a little leg weary, they're short.
That's a good point, Kurt. When the first thing to go is your legs, and for a shooter, that's so important.
And Eisenmenger comes away with a steal now. It's 1-on-3. He's going to take it all the way down, pull up, and now he has 9 of his team's 13 points.
Yeah, he's looking over at Coach Lance Freeman. See, Coach, you should have been giving me this ball all year. See what I could have done for you? Forget Tyler Smith.
Exactly. Who needs Tyler Smith when you got Andy Eisenmenger? Nicely done by Endress, who knives to the defense and scores, give him 7. It's a 1-point basketball game. Here's Smith on the other end, back and forth. It's a fast pace. Missed shot. Gutshaw throws it out. Now it's Endress who walks the ball up the floor. Here's Bowman. Entry pass on the inside. It's a foul, though, before Monosmith could get a hold of it. It's going to be whistled against David Moore, who just checked in for the Rockets. We've got some more substitutions, and we will likely see liberal substitution in this third-place game. Coaching staffs like to give their players an opportunity to get on this floor, even if they have minimal playing time throughout the season. If you're going to play, this is the time to do it. Give those practice players a lot of credit for hanging through the season and get a chance to play here at Carver Arena. Foul this time is going to be on Kellenhofer, who just entered the ball game for Unity.
Kellenhofer gets beat on the blocks. Ball goes inside. He's a very physical guy. Mixed it up in the earlier session when they played against Heron. He's a very physical type of player.
Endress off the inbounds pass, missed the shot. It's tipped in the corner. Unity comes away with it. You saw the graphic on the field goal percentages. Each team has 5 field goals from the floor, but neither team is shooting a great percentage. 29% for the Rockets, 31% for the Storm. And as we mentioned, both teams struggled from the floor in the semifinals in the afternoon session. From the outside, a 3 is up and down by Josh Harden.
And he got smoked after that shot. No foul after it, but he had to put a little extra on that. Looked like your wedge shot out at Kellogg right there.
Nice pump fake by Cooley, and he lost the ball out of bounds.
You know, they talked about, Lance Freeman talked about Josh Harden. He says probably has been the biggest difference in our last five games. And, you know, he really struggled against Heron and did 1 for 7 from the field. If he hits a couple of those shots, that's a whole different ball game. They just scratched and clawed that whole game, but just couldn't get going anything on the perimeter.
Substitution now as Brian Moore re-enters the game for David Moore. Brian Moore is M-O-H-R. David Moore is M-O-O-R-E. Well, I think we saw a lot of that in the quarterfinal game, Doug, when it was a very slow start for Josh Harden, but he came on strong and finished with 17 points, and he was making the clutch shots at the end of the ballgame that eliminated Robinson on Friday.
Oh, great move right inside.
Gutschall spinning, and he's going to get to the foul line.
Okay, once those guys, Endres or Gutschall gets that ball on that post, they know exactly what to do. They're very quick, very assertive, and they'll take a hard dribble, spin move, and then they go up strong and very aggressive. And that's what you need to do. Because if you take too much time, you get some help defense over there.
There you see the season averages for Adam Gutschall, who is a senior forward, 6'3", 195 pounds. He had a big game in Friday night's victory over Providence St. Mel with 23 points, and he hit the game-winning shot in Tuesday's victory over Yorkville in the Super Sectional. So he's had the ball in his hands in some big games, and he's come through for the Storm.
Yeah, both him and Endres tally up 30 of the 65 points. So those two guys are going to get all the touches. Everything goes through through them. They're the playmakers.
16-12. It's a 4-point Unity lead. And the Rockets with a basketball here at Carver Arena. This is the third-place game in the Class A Boys Basketball State Tournament. The championship game tonight will feature Pleasant Plains and Heron. Moore had a shot blocked out of there that time. It was Nathan Koenig who came flying at him. And Koenig got a piece of that ball. Seems to be a discrepancy on whether or not there's a timeout or not. The officials are having a discussion about it. And there will be a timeout on the floor. 4:21 to go till halftime. It's the Rockets of Unity High School 16 and the Storm of Bureau Valley High School 12. More from Carver Arena after these messages. Bureau Valley's history, well, as we mentioned, this is their third consecutive appearance in the state. Their third-place finish in 2000 and 2001. Have an opportunity for a third-place finish here today. They're the first Class A team in history that will ever take home 3 consecutive state trophies. Meanwhile, Unity is making its first appearance in the state finals here after being denied after 5 consecutive super sectional losses in school history. They finally got through the super sectional this year, and now they're guaranteed of bringing home a state trophy. It's 16-12 in favor of Unity. Bureau Valley with a basketball. Gutschall hangs, fires, misses the shot. Cole Voigt clears for Unity. And the pass that time is intended for Smith, and it was picked off by Bureau Valley's Phil Endres. Now a 3-ball is up and missed by Reed Oberle. And again, it's Voigt with a rebound.
Yeah, right now out there, both teams playing a little tired. Things get a little ragged, but they're still trying to give them the effort out there. It's the execution that sort of sometimes doesn't go quite the way you want to. And as a coach, you sort of got to roll with the punches. Kids are right now on fumes, and they're just doing everything they can to hang in there.
3:35 left here until halftime, and we remind you that between games tonight, the 1952 state champion Hebron Giants will be introduced and honored. It's an important weekend for those guys here. Nice move by Cole Voigt as he spins and scores off the glass.
He does that reverse English. We've seen that a couple. That's his forte.
Well, he must have learned that on the driveway. He has that shot perfected, and now a 3 from Nathan Koenig.
Yeah, the junior steps up, big shot from behind the 3-point line. Again, love to see those young guys play well in the state tournament.
Josh Harden's pass intended that time for Cole Voigt is picked off, and Reed Oberle comes away with it for Bureau Valley. Back come the Storm, they trail by 3. Again, Koenig, another 3 for the tie. It's short, it bounces in, it's right in front of the Unity bench, and look out, Koenig goes flying into the second row.
Again, as you could just see those legs, he came up with that second three-pointer. He tried to push off and get some elevation and get some strength into that shot. Came up short and then tried to follow shot, and he was just laboring there to get to it, but give him an A for effort.
He certainly didn't cheat the effort going after the loose ball, though. There's Eisenmenger on the nice feed and scoring down low. Brian Moore found him in the paint.
Yeah, good read by Moore. Eisenmenger got in there. When he played that 1-3-1 trap, he got to move. He gets to that open spot, middle of the court.
And now a similar play on the other end for Bureau Valley. Koning lost the ball, though, and it's out of bounds to Unity. How about Andy Eisenmenger? 11 points and 4 rebounds here in the first half. The substitution here now is Justin Little's going to check in, and he's going to send Cole Voigt back to the bench. So Brian Moore, Josh Harden, Justin Little, Ryan Smith, and Andy Eisenmenger are the 5 on the floor for Tolono Unity, which has the basketball on a 5-point lead. The Rockets lead 20-15 here with just over 2 minutes left in the opening half of the third-place game here in Peoria at Carver Arena. And a steal that time by Phil Endress with the quick hands. And a foul in the backcourt, and it's going to be whistled against Brian Moore of Unity.
Yeah, that wasn't a very smart foul. There's, you're almost 50 feet from the basket. You're not going to steal it from a guy fundamentally sound like Phil Endress. So you just sort of back off, play good defense. But Lance Freeman, both Brad Bickett, rotating a lot of guys in there. Guys get tired, you come out, take a rest, get back in there. Get your legs and get your wind back. And as soon as they do that, tap the coach on the shoulder. So good decision making by both coaches, getting guys in there fresh.
In fact, Justin Von Holten checks into the game. He's in for Bureau Valley along with Jake Monesmith and Nathan Koning. And now we're seeing Reed Oberle re-enter the basketball game. He's also on the floor, along with Brandon Bowman. So those are the 5 on the floor right now for the Storm. And it's going to be Oberle to the foul line. 62% on the season. He's a 6'1", 170-pound junior guard. The reason why Phil Endress is out of the game is because his elbow is bleeding. He needs a little medical attention to get that thing taped up. And so Oberle makes good on both those free throws, pulls the Storm within 3, and at the 2-minute mark now, it's a 20-17 Unity advantage. There's that zone trap, and Harden tries to make him hurt. He burns the trap with a 3 from the outside.
He had to step back another 2 or 3 feet behind that three-point line because he's only 5'7", and they're trying to put a taller guy on him. He still gets that release.
Meanwhile, on the other end off the glass is Monesmith. He got his defender on his hip, and he scored nicely off the glass.
Yeah, Monesmith does a good job pushing him up the lane, then that bounce pass in there, then he releases.
Another 3 attempt for Harden. He's now 2 out of 5 from beyond the 3-point arc. All 6 of his points have come because of 3 balls. That ball is out of bounds, and it's tipped off of the hands of Nathan Koning. Again, it was a cutting Josh Harden that tipped that ball off of Koning, and so it's going to be Unity basketball.
Yeah, Harden went down beneath the basket. I don't think Bureau Valley saw him. Then he sort of popped up out of nowhere, and Koning had a hard time staying with him, and gets the turnover.
Harden's had a couple of 3 balls, and now it's going to be Tyler Smith from the other side. Looks like the Rockets are not afraid tonight to be shooting that 3. Nice pass down low to Justin Little.
The big fella came from nowhere on the weak side, flashed to the block, and great entry pass.
Under a minute to go here until halftime. Now the Rockets have a 25-19 lead over the Bureau Valley Storm, and now a 3 up and down from the outside by Justin Von Holten. Both teams showing they can shoot the 3.
Oh, that was a tough shot. Look, a little unorthodox, but got the release and let it go.
Tyler Smith missing on the air ball, and it's out of bounds to the Storm. So with 27.6 seconds to go, the Storm down by 3 have a chance to perhaps tie this game up before halftime. And Phil Endress and Adam Gutshaw, the 1-2 punch for the Storm, re-enter the ballgame. You see the time in the corner, under a half a minute left here in the second quarter. Bureau Valley at 30-4 on the season, and Unity is 25-7 on the season, each playing for a 3rd place trophy. Endress gives it up to Gutshaw now. 10 seconds and counting from the corner. That shot was missed that time. by Von Holton. Now back in the final seconds, a long three that time is put up and missed by Josh Harden, and we go to the halftime with the Rockets of Unity High School leading the Storm of Bureau Valley High School 25-22. Both teams have certainly put it out on the floor. Neither team is saving anything now in the final game of the season.
Yeah, both teams really up tempo here in the first half. I mean, they were a couple touches, ball was going up. It's a fun game so far. A really fun game on both sides.
Let's send it to Lee Hall, who's standing by with Tolono Unity Rockets head coach Lance Freeman.
All right, Kurt, thanks a lot. Lance Freeman is very excited. He's got a lead at halftime for the first time in this tournament. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. It's new charted territory for us to have a lead at halftime. Matter of fact, we've tripled our scoring output from this morning's half. So, you know, to have a lead at halftime, something new. I don't know what we'll talk about at halftime now.
Yeah, you're in the third place game. You know, the chances for a state championship are gone. What's the mood of the kids tonight?
Oh, I think, you know, they're same as it was this morning and on, you know, Friday. So they're just happy to be here, and they still want to play hard and get after it and do the same things we did this morning and yesterday. They're not going to change their attitude, the way they go about playing the game, and that we play it hard and they love it.
All right, Lance, good luck.
Thank you.
All right, Lance Freeman up 3 here at the half. Back to you, Kurt.
That's right, Lee. It's a better first half for the Rockets, who scored just 8 points in the semifinal first half. 25-22. The Rockets lead the Storm here in the third place game at Carver Arena. Back with more halftime festivities in a minute.
(25-22) our halftime score here in the third place game is Tolono Unity with the 3-point lead, and we are joined now at halftime by Don Akers, principal of Tolono Unity, former head basketball coach. This has to be a sweet weekend for you after getting to the Super, getting to the Super so many times and not getting here.
Yeah, it is. It's a great weekend for our kids and our community, and I'm really excited. We've been close, and these kids are a special group. It's been a fun weekend for us and our community.
You guys, a power in football. In fact, we run into each other, it seems like, every couple of months now. We saw you last year, 2001 in the state football, or 2000 rather, in the state football championship game, and now here you are this weekend. Great athletic program there at Tolono Unity.
Well, I think our kids growing up watch the older kids. They expect to be successful, and we've had a good run. We really have, and our sports program means a lot in our community.
And a lot of people might not know, but maybe the best known athlete to come out of Tolono Unity is Brian Cardinal, who's now with the Pistons, played at Purdue. He's been on the phone, burning up the phone lines, jacking up those phone rates for you all weekend, hasn't he? What did he tell the kids? He called today.
Well, I'd hate to see my cell phone bill, but he called Friday morning, and he told the kids that he still dreams about playing in this tournament, even after being at Purdue and with the Pistons, and he told them just not to walk off the floor and say if, leave it all out there. And then he told them this morning he wants a green sign up on the entries to our community where people can see what the kids have done. So he was really excited.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, here you're looking at a guy in the NBA, but still, this tournament, I mean, it gets in your blood when you're a kid. You watch it on TV. It got in my blood, and it's just a great thrill to be a part of it.
Yeah, he says he still wonders what could he have done or what if, and after all his success, he's really excited for our kids.
Tell me about the community, Tolono. What do you guys got going on maybe tomorrow or for the kids coming back? I know you guys are going to spend the night here and enjoy some more of the atmosphere.
Right. Yeah, the kids are going to stay all over tonight, and then we're going back to the gym at noon tomorrow, and we'll have a pep rally and try to honor them while we're still in the mode.
We just missed something behind you there, Don. Hey, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you,
Don Akers of Tolono Unity, and they will take home a state trophy here tonight. We'll be back with more from Carver Arena after this local break.
30 seconds, let's go. That's a long heave.
Halftime at Carver Arena, the Class A consolation game. Unity's Rockets lead Bureau Valley's Storm 25-22. Kurt Pegler, Doug Altenberger back with you. Glad you're alongside here on the IHSA television network for a game that supposedly by some critics, they say don't mean a lot. Boy, these guys are really playing hard for this third place trophy, aren't they?
Yeah, you give them A for effort. I mean,
Absolutely.
They're out there selling out. They're rotating guys in. Everybody's selling out. So, yeah, the first half was a great game.
And I think the matchups, you know, this is probably a better matchup than what we saw in the semifinals with either of these two teams. And it's really playing out the way we perhaps thought it would, at least in the first 16 minutes.
Well, like you said, they are similar teams. You've got Smith and Andrus. Both those guys sort of feed off each other for the rest of the team. And if they struggle, then the rest of the team struggles. But both those guys came out with energy, and they're doing everything they can to try to win a game for their team.
Let's take a look at those first half statistics again with Unity High School leading 25-22 over Bureau Valley. You see that right now the shooting percentages aren't necessarily great, Doug, but what jumps out at you in that stat page?
Well, again, you see that the three-point shooting. That's legs right there. That's a lack of and fatigue right there. You see the rebounding. Unity doing a very good job on the boards and assists. Josh Harden did a good job there. So Bureau Valley, their strength is on the board, so Unity doing a good job.
And the turnovers about the same. Right now, Bureau Valley has 2 blocks, Unity without one. 6 steals for the Storm, and the foul situation not really that relevant there in the first half. As far as the individual scoring totals are concerned, Phil Endress, we talked about him off the top of the broadcast. He has 7 points. And how about Andy Eisenmenger with 11 points in this first half? He's played very well for Unity. He is the leading scorer in the game. Harden and Smith 6 and 4 points respectively. So in that case, at least with Eisenmenger, probably getting some points that you might not expect to get as many. Here's a guy that averages about 8 a game. He has 11 in the first half already.
Well, and we talked about it. A lot of times your top scorers, they've played 3 games in 2 days, and they've taken a lot of shots. They're tired out there. It's the rest of the guys stepping up offensively, trying to relieve some of the pressure off your top scorers.
What do you think we'll see here in the second half?
Well, I think you'll see, again, a lot of guys rotating in and out. You get tired and tell the coach, hey, I need a break. Get those guys in there. And, you know, both teams are going to throw everything they can here in the second half, trying to get that third-place trophy.
That's right. 16 more minutes of basketball come your way before the state championship game. We got to decide who's the third best team in the state of Illinois. Right now, Unity 25 in Bureau Valley 22 at halftime. Third quarter action around the corner after these messages and a word from your local stations.
Rebounds 13 for Bureau Valley, 16 for the Rockets. The rebounder was Shaw for Manlius. Bureau Valley with 3. The rebounder for the Rockets, Cole Boyd with 5, and the Eisenmenger with 4. Turnovers 9 on Bureau Valley, 10 on Unity. Starting totals, leading scorer of the ball game is Unity's Andy Eisenmenger with 11. 6 for Josh Harden, 4 for Tyler Smith, 2 for Cole White, and 2 for Justin Little. For the Storm, the leading scorer was Phil Endress with 7. 4 points for Jake Smith, 3 for Gutschall, Tony, and Von Linden.
Halftime at Carver Arena, Unity 25, Bureau Valley 22. Let's take a look at some of those first half highlights would have shaped the first 16 minutes of action here in the third place game at Carver Arena. Again, the Rockets with a 3-point lead. Neither team necessarily shooting the ball very well, both under 38%.
Yeah, good. You see a good Bureau Valley. Early on, got some good entry passes there, but Unity made some adjustments, able to see off inside, and really in the second quarter, they struggled with their offense, but had some good looks, but then went to the perimeter, and Von Holton hit a huge shot from 3-point land, and then Eisenmenger, that was like his personal highlight film of the first day. He was everywhere. Now he said, I've been playing defense all year. It's my turn to play a little offense, and he was explosive. 11 points in the first half.
And Cole Voigt, as we mentioned, the quarterback of the football team, who also doubles as a linebacker, doing a very nice job of distributing the basketball in some of those highlights. Let's go courtside now to our sideline reporter. Here's Lee Hall.
All right, thanks a lot, Kurt. We're with Brad Bickett of the Bureau Valley Storm. Coach, what'd you tell your team there at halftime?
Well, I just told them I'm a little bit disappointed. I expect a little bit more out of this group than what we're getting from them right now, I'll be honest with you, Lee. We're not playing very passionate. We're not playing real poised. Our basketball IQ is not real sharp right now. We got to get better. We got to put forth a lot more effort in the last 16 minutes of our season, and we'll see what the kids do. They have a lot of choices to make here, and we'll see what happens.
Is that a little carryover from losing in the semis?
I don't know what it is, to be honest with you. I didn't think we played real well earlier today. Our decision-making's been real bad. I hope our last 16 minutes is our best basketball we've played all year. We'll see what happens.
All right, good luck to you second half. Kurt, back to you.
All right, Lee, third quarter action is around the corner. Unity 25 and Bureau Valley 22. Back after these messages. (25-22). The Rockets of Unity High School lead the Storm of Bureau Valley here as we get ready to start the third quarter. And I think those comments, Doug, that Coach Brad Bickett made just a minute ago are very interesting, and he can relate to what his team is going through. Brad Bickett played for Ohio High School in 1986, had an emotional semifinal victory. In fact, in that game, Brad Bickett set a Class A record for most free throws attempted. He made 20 free throws in a victory over West Frankfort. But then they lost the championship game to Teutopolis 82-45, a very lopsided game. What he's trying to do is say, hey, I've been there before. Our team lost a lopsided semifinal. We want them to come out with a little more courage and play here in the third place game.
And there's nothing more than, you know, as a player, when you look at a coach and a guy who's been there, been through it, it becomes something more believable for players. So they're going to respond. They're going to come out here initially here in the second half, the third quarter here, and do everything they can emotionally, try to get play with a little more effort what their coach wants.
And don't forget, we've got the state championship game between Pleasant Plains and Heron following after this third place contest. And we're underway now in the third quarter. Unity High School with a basketball in the lead. And the Rockets are in their home white uniforms with maroon trim. Bureau Valley Storms wearing their road blue uniforms with white trim. Now it's Smith around a screen. He missed the curl out shot and was cleared by Endress. Let's set the table who's on the floor. Reed Oberle, Adam Gutshaw, Phil Endress, Nathan Koenig, and Greg Cooley for Bureau Valley. And a three-point opportunity right off the bat for Koenig.
And Koenig does a good job of slipping down. He starts up high, and then he slips to the block when the ball goes along the baseline. Nice slash to the bucket, and he finishes it off. And the juniors put in some good minutes here in the consolation game.
And Koenig, who's a 56% foul shooter, to the line to try to complete the three-point play and tie this basketball game up. Missed the free throw. Endress had it on his hands, and it's out of bounds to Bureau Valley. And so the Storm have an opportunity to take the lead here in their first possession of the second half.
We talked about opening up the beginning of the third quarter. It's very important those first 2 or 3 possessions to get a good look or score. It sort of sets up for the rest of the game in the second half.
Endress the miss. Josh Harden clears.
Be able to establish your presence. You're going to be aggressive this third period, or you're going to be aggressive or be a passive player. Ooh,
nice bounce pass down to Tyler Smith from Cole Voigt.
You said he was a quarterback. Great vision there, and had, again, put a little English on it to get in there, but it looked like there was a lot of blue jerseys, and he slipped it right in there.
He's got wonderful court awareness.
27 court awareness.
Court awareness, yes. Pump fake that time by Gutshaw. Works his way into the paint. He scores and an opportunity for a three-point play.
And Adam Gutshaw, he had a very quiet first half there, only 3 points, and we didn't really get that involved. And here he does a nice job again. Ball goes in there, they slipped inside, and good pump fake, goes up strong and able to finish that off. And you see Bureau Valley much better getting the ball in the paint area, scoring in the paint, whereas in the second quarter they were looking more on the perimeter. That's not their forte.
That foul was on Cole Voigt, his second of the quarter, his third of the game, and so he goes to the bench in favor of Justin Little. And the field goal is made, and we are tied at 27. Now Harden. His pass is picked off. It was intended for Little, and Endress comes away with it. That is the 11th Rockets turnover. From the outside, a three by Koenig is no good and cleared by Brian Moore, and back come the Rockets now. In transition, all the way down, nobody picked them up. Shot off the glass is no good and cleared that time by Endress. Crossover dribble around Eisenmenger, all the way down, left hand and in. The foul, the three-point play, and Bureau Valley has its first lead since the first quarter.
Yeah, Unity comes out a little bit flat here after the halftime, and maybe they didn't get the motivational speed that Brad Pickett gave his team, but he goes slashes through a bunch of white jerseys, able to finish it off, and they're getting a lot of easy baskets in transition, and Unity usually doesn't give those up.
And in fact, Lance Freeman of Unity has called a 30-second timeout. I think he wants to perhaps challenge his team, much like Brad Pickett did in the locker room at halftime at Bureau Valley.
Well, right now, I mean, their interior of their defense, which has been their strength all year, is really breaking down, and Bureau Valley's getting in there. They're having their way in there. Andros had some easy buckets inside, and you had Cunning who got in there, and he got some good, and Gutshaw, all three of those guys have had some success, and they've really struggled from the perimeter, and even though they can't shoot the three-point shot, you want to sort of, when you're playing 3 games in 2 days, you want to sort of have that team beat you from the outside, not inside.
The high school band from nearby Eureka providing the music in the background. Nice job with the pet band. It's really been a wonderful weekend thus far. We expect a terrific championship game tonight. And don't forget, in between games, the 1952 state champion Hebron Giants will be introduced as a reunion for that wonderful Hebron team, which won the first state championship game televised here in the state of Illinois.
Yeah, a good friend of mine is Gary Judson. His dad was one of the twins that was on that team. And, he came down here for the presentation. He was telling me that he's all excited, and what a special moment he's got with his dad.
No question about it. All looking forward to this reunion of the surviving members of that state championship team from 50 years ago.
And as a kid growing up, my dad played basketball with him at the University of Illinois, so I feel like I know the twins very, very well. And
you know, there's everybody in the state of Illinois that was around in the early 50s feel like they know something about that team, because it just kind of galvanized everybody.
And when you go up through the border, they've got the big basketball up there, and it's just, you know, they still, I mean, it seems like it was yesterday.
Right. Tyler Smith hits the pull-up jump shot. 30-29 now, the Bureau Valley lead. Smith, who's been relatively quiet, back in the scorebook, he has 8 points. On the other end, Gutshaw misses. He fouled with a tip, and he got fouled. We'll get to the free throw line.
Right now, you can see Unity really worn down. They've played against 2 very athletic teams in Robinson and Heron, and you can see that when you go against guys like that right now, they're all tugging on their shorts, and they're exhausted.
Well, certainly a characteristic of the third place game typically is tired bodies, because guys really leave everything on the floor in the semifinal game and then have to come back just a couple hours later and play, as we get another look at Adam Gutshaw driving and getting fouled on the tipped rebound. But this is what happens in this third place game, because these guys don't want to quit, and they're not really conserving their energy, so they're really going at it tooth and nail.
Yeah, again, mentally they know what they want, but physically they always cannot do what they want to do, and it's right now you're just sort of going on empty. You got to just figure out how to get it done out there, and it's the team that wants it the most probably usually gets it done.
Adam Gutshaw is at the free throw line. By the way, his father, Terry, is the athletic director and the principal at the high school. So I'm guessing that not many things slip through the cracks in the world of Adam Gutshaw when your dad is the AD and the principal.
Yeah, you better be careful.
You're right.
I looked in the program. He looks just like his dad. It's funny that you said that. I was looking at it. I was like, they've got to be related. Obviously, the names are the same. And
father-son combination. The foul out of the timeline by Nathan Koenig, as that zone trap press yields a foul, as Brad Bickett continues to try to rally his troops. His Bureau Valley Storm, which trailed by 3 at halftime, now lead by 3 here in the opening minutes of the third quarter.
And Kurt, like you said, Adam Gutshaw, I mean, that's something he can, with his dad, you know, go back. I mean, when they come back here years and years, and they could sort of reminisce. They got such positive things to think about with the state tournament, and what a special time they've had here the last couple of years coming downstate.
Well, regardless, win or lose in this ball game, Bureau Valley is the first Class A team which will have won trophies in 3 consecutive years. What a wonderful thing to be able to say.
Well, you can see Moore just go up for that 3-point shot, and he tried to use his legs, and he just hit the front of the rim. And Again, we talked about, you know, throwing a lot of effort in the morning session. You come back so quickly in the consolation game, and it's just tough.
Timeout on the floor. Bureau Valley leads Unity 32-29 with 4:54 to go here in the third quarter. Back with more after these messages and a word from our local stations.
And we are back at Carver Arena, 32-29. Bureau Valley's come back to take the lead, and we've got well-known Bureau Valley alum here, Ruben Slock, All-Stater. For the last couple of years, won back-to-back third-place trophies, and your guys trying to do it here 3 years in a row.
Well, hopefully. The guys are pretty good this year, and with me and John leaving, you know, hopefully they can do it.
Yeah, there weren't a lot of expectations this year after you guys left, but they really pulled together and got back here, didn't they?
Right. It's a strong program from Coach Bickett, so hopefully they can get this.
Tell me about your freshman year at Elmhurst.
We were kind of young with me and Chris Martin and Evan Arnold. We finished 16-9, I think, second in the conference, and I was the leading scorer for Elmhurst, so not too bad.
And pretty important for you to be here tonight to back the Storm, huh?
Right.
All right, Ruben Slock with the Elmhurst Blue Jays, and the colors still match. He's still wearing the baby blue and the navy blue, and in fact, I think it matches my coat. Pretty close. Back to you.
Thank you, Lee. Ruben Slock, yeah, led at Elmhurst College in scoring as a freshman this year. He was part of the reason why those Bureau Valley teams the last 2 years made it here and took home third-place trophies, and part of the reason why Bureau Valley won 7 straight regionals. He was a part of 4 of those teams that won 7 straight regionals.
I'm surprised Lee Hall recognized him. He's got the long hair going.
That's right, yeah. Nice reverse layup that time. Terrific basket by Nathan Koenig.
Bureau Valley really responding with that halftime speech by Brad Pickett. They've come out here really getting the ball inside, and they've had their way here in the third quarter.
Now it's Smith guarded by Gutschall. That's a terrific matchup. Loose ball on the floor and another steal. This time it's Endress that comes away with it. 14th Unity turnover. From the outside, another three is up and down by Reed Overly.
Reed Overly, that was a big shot from behind the three-point line. Not many of those been made here in the last couple minutes. He steps up, hits a big one.
Overly is a 35% shooter from beyond the three-point arc. He shot 180 of them during the regular season, so he's not afraid at all to shoot that tray. After the missed shot, in transition, back come the Storm. It's Gutschall leaving for Endress, who takes it to the hole and lays it in. And a timeout on the floor called by Lance Freeman of the Rockets. Well, whatever Brad Bickett said in the locker room at halftime, he should bottle it.
He should be a motivational speaker. I mean, these guys have come out and they have been focused, and they are doing everything right here so far in the third quarter.
When you take a look at the scoring highs and lows for Unity this year, a 97-point scoring performance on the 4th of January against Danville Schlarman. And then Cal Hubbard and his Normal University High School Pioneers held this team to 28 points. And that was in back-to-back games. It was a 69-point turnaround. So we've seen the ups and downs just in a 24-hour period with these guys.
I don't think I've ever seen a disparity like that. 97 to 28. It's amazing. Almost 71-point or 71-point difference.
Meanwhile, an 87-point scoring effort for Bureau Valley against Morrison and a 45 against Stark County are the two highs and lows for the Storm this year. There's a big basket off the glass by Josh Harden.
And he's been pretty quiet so far in the third quarter.
Well, the Rockets needed something to kind of stem the tide here as Valley had swung that momentum pendulum back in their corner. And now it's Koenig for three. His shot is short. It's chased in the corner by guess who? Koenig. He went and got it.
Koenig really good job on the boards.
Now Endress for three. He airballed it. Koenig can't get this one though, but it's off of perhaps Tyler Smith of Unity and out of bounds, so Bureau Valley will maintain the possession.
You just see Unity starting to wear down. Just, I mean, physically, they're doing everything they can, but they're just not getting any of the loose balls.
Now Endress again for three. It's no good. It's Tyler Smith gripping down the defensive board. And Harden, who's always playing hard, pushes the ball up the floor all the way down. And his shot snuffed out of there that time. It was Greg Cooley who got his hand on it. Lance Freeman calling for a foul in front of that bench. His Rockets. Endress forced up a shot, can't get it. And it's another defensive board for Smith. David Moore with a drop-down pass to Eisenmenger. Another shot is rejected. Loose ball, and it's Bureau Valley that comes away with it. Adam Gutshaw and Al Endress in the front court. Oberle, who just hit that 3 a minute ago. Cooley from the outside. Another 3.
Well, Cooley says, the rest of you guys can do it. I can do it too. And he steps up, hits a 3.
He shot only 15 threes during the regular season.
He's looking at, well, coach, you should have let me shoot more of these.
Coach is saying, you're a big fella. You're supposed to play in the post. 42-31. The largest lead of the game. 11 points now for Bureau Valley. Here's Justin Little. He's going to get to the free throw line. Phil Endress tried to sneak in there and draw a charge, but he's going to be called for the block.
The Bureau Valley only scored 22 points in the first and second quarter. They have exploded here in the third quarter for 20 points. And Kurt, like you said, Brad Pickett gave him that speech at halftime and said, hey, listen, let's finish like champions. And they have really responded from his speech.
Justin Little at 250 pounds. I'll tell you what, I'm going to give Phil Endress his due. He gave up 75 pounds in that collision and wanted to take the charge. I'm not sure I want to do that.
You look at Voigt and the big fella Little and Pierce and all those guys. I mean, those are, you know, when it's dinner time, and they've got the
don't be late.
When they got the table going.
Don't be
guys,
late.
They can smoke down some pizzas.
He split his free throws, and now it's Justin Little over the back in a big-time collision, and it's Nathan Koenig who's feeling the wrath there.
Koenig, he's done a great job on the board so far. I mean, he's just very active picking up loose balls. He only got 5. It seems like he's got 10.
Right.
Done a nice job of getting some, like again, picking up some loose balls, and he's got 7 points already. So the junior really playing a great consolation game so far.
Justin Little goes to the bench, and that man Cole Voigt checks back in for Unity. It is a 42-32, 10-point Bureau Valley lead here in the third-place game. Championship night here at Carver Arena. Pleasant Plains and Heron to play for the state championship following the conclusion of this consolation game. And we're under 2 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Gutshaw gives it up. Reed Oberle, outside 3, no good. And Ryan Smith comes away with his 5th rebound of the night.
Boy, that looked good from here, but just a little long.
Moore's pass is picked off that time, and a foul in the backcourt as Eisenmenger, really on kind of incidental contact, collided with Phil Endress.
Koenig did a nice job of getting the passing lane, got his right hand extended, and that is a very difficult thing to do on the post, and he's going in right now. He's a little tired, banged up, and played some tremendous defense.
Brandon Bowman, Jake Manasmith, and Nick Yates are checking in right now for Bureau Valley.
Good idea by Brad Pickett. Give those guys a rest. A tremendous effort they put out here in the third quarter. 20-plus points, and get these guys here the last minute, 22 seconds to finish it off. The guys from the bench play good, solid defense out there.
And this young man, Phil Endress, is wrapping up his high school basketball career tonight after playing in 3 consecutive third-place games. He played with his brother Adam, by the way. He was a part of that 2000 third-place team by Bureau Valley. Missed that free throw, and the attempted rebound by Nick Yates won't go in. It's still an 11-point lead now. Harden, fadeaway. Tough shot, no good, out of bounds to Unity. David Moore goes to the bench for the Rockets. A minute 11 to go here, third quarter. 11-point lead for Bureau Valley. Unity with the basketball now. Here's Harden. Now Voigt. Under a minute to go in the quarter. Harden with a tough shot, drew the foul on Endress.
Well, that's a great matchup. Endress and Harden, both those guys. Endress probably one of the better defenders in the state. And that plays real long, but Harden only 5'7". He challenges and gets some contact, gets to the free throw line. It's fun watching this kid for the last couple days. I mean, he's just, you know, he's just fearless. When his team is down, they need a big shot, he steps up and nails it.
He's one of those guys that will not be told no. People say, you're 5'7", you can't play bad. What are you going to do out there, right? He just will not say no. He's fearless, as you've said on several different occasions here this weekend, Doug. He split the free throws, and the long rebound is corralled by Jake Manasmith. And so Bureau Valley walks the ball up the floor. It's a 10-point game here in the final minute of the third quarter. of this third place game at Carver Arena. Gutschall, stutter step in the paint, hangs and draws a foul.
Well, Gutschall, Endress right there, got a two-man game going, and Endress tried to take the Brett Bennett, who just came in for Unity. He tried to take him on the move. Gutschall pops back out, and then it's his turn to take him on the drive. But you see again, Bureau Valley really trying to put the pressure on Unity every time they're taking it to the hole.
Bureau Valley had a 22-game winning streak snapped in the semifinals, losing to Pleasant Plains. And talking with Brad Bickett on Thursday in the shoot-around, he said that a loss was perhaps the biggest game of the season. A loss to Princeton back on December the 21st was perhaps the turning point, because his team really kind of looked itself in the mirror, said we're better than this, and then rattled off 22 straight wins.
And sometimes you got to go south before you can start to go north, and you don't want to lose, but sometimes as a coach, that's the most effective motivator, is a loss.
And right now, both of these teams trying to finish the season on a win. As Lance Freeman looks on, and he would like his Rockets to take home a third-place trophy. Regardless of what happens tonight, the Rockets will bring home their first ever basketball state trophy, either third or fourth place. Under 30 seconds to go here now, third quarter. Bureau Valley likely holds for the final shot, and the Storm have an 11-point lead. And there's a hand check called on Cole Voigt.
Yeah, today hasn't been too great for Cole Voigt. I mean, he had gotten foul trouble in the earlier game there. You see Lance Freeman relaxing a little bit and trying to get some other guys in there, and doing everything he can and just trying to kick back and enjoy the moment.
Mana Smith misses the 1-and-1, and so now it's likely Unity's turn to score before the buzzer. Final seconds, third quarter. You see the time. Harden spinning, draws a double team. Tyler Smith left open for three. Right before the buzzer. Just what the Unity Rockets drew up, just what they needed. And they've closed it with an 8. It's 44-36 at the end of 3. Don't go anyplace. Fourth quarter of the third place game coming up, with the Storm of Bureau Valley leading the Rockets of Unity 44-36. Back with more from Peoria in a minute.
Well, you know, I get paid a lot of money to be like this, I guess. I've got the hair. We're going to have this whole end of the stadium doing this by popular demand. Ben Erickson, let him go. Here we go. Let's go. You ready? Yeah. 1, lean to the left, lean to the right, stand up, sit down, fight. Lean to the left, lean to the right, stand up, sit down, fight. Lean to the left, lean to the right, stand up, sit down, fight. Lean to the left, lean to the right. Oh, man, I messed up. You know, there's 4 trophies being handed out on the floor tonight. There's also a sportsmanship trophy. I don't know. I don't get the vote, but, you know, it's pretty good. Pretty good. Back to you guys. By the way, this is an improvement on the hair that I have, naturally.
I'm not quite sure what I should say after that.
Yeah, between that jacket and the hair, he looks like Herb Tarlick from WKRP.
Oh, my goodness. You know, some things are just better left unsaid. Hey,
I think he's having too much fun up there.
Way too much fun. Phil Endress will go to the free throw line after a nice move and a foul.
And let's give Lee credit. I mean, he's out there all day out there. I mean, that's a tough thing to do. Get in there, get the moms
it's
and
a
the
tough
coaches.
Job, but somebody's got to do it.
He's doing a great job.
And just sampling why we call this March Madness and how much fun this is. And again, this is the third place game. Why do we have a third place game? The players want it, the coaches want it, the fans want it. It's an opportunity for one more team to finish the season on a winning note.
And I think it's a big disappointment, too, in the NCAA they don't have the consolation game. I have to tell you that seeing these kids go out there and the fans get into it, it's just a great experience. And I remember as a kid going down to St. Louis and watching it, and watching that consolation game. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. 10-point Bureau Valley lead the Storm with the basketball. Entry pass snuffed out of there. A big block that time. How do you like the block by Todd Yeazel, Tony Yeazel, who just entered the basketball game? He just took Jake Monismith's ball right out of his hands.
And telling you, he won't be telling his kids when they get older. Remember, I was in the state tournament. Went up, and I gave a great block out of nowhere.
He's going to want a copy of the box score just to prove it, right?
That's right. Oh, what a great move.
Nice move by Harden as he scores down low.
And it's the fourth quarter. It's time for Josh Harden. It's Josh Harden time.
That's right. 11 points now. He's in double figures. He and his teammate Andy Eisenmenger with 11. The game's leading scorer is Phil Endress of Bureau Valley with 15. We're under 7 minutes to go here in this consolation game. Now it's Endress from the outside. His shot bounces up and in. Shooter's touch.
Gonna have good rotation. That's why he got the bounce. Hits the front of the rim, but gets the shooter's bounce.
Smith. And it's going to be a foul away from the basketball. And it's going to be whistled against Bureau Valley and Adam Gutshaw. Let's take a look at the statistics through 3/4 of play here in this third-place game at Carver Arena. Bureau Valley has 15 field goals as compared to 14 for Unity. The free throws favor the Storm. 3 points favor the Storm. Rebounds about the same, and assists about the same.
Yeah, they've really stepped it up here in the third quarter. I mean, they really put it in fifth gear there, and I think Unity had a hard time matching up with that energy level.
It's Little on the offensive board, and he's going to get to the free throw line.
And Little's been very active inside. He's done a good job coming off the bench, and with that 250 pounds, and Bureau Valley's had a hard time moving him out of the paint area.
Those statistics that we just showed you look so even because Bureau Valley had a 22-point third quarter after scoring just 22 in the first half. And a timeout on the floor. Bureau Valley again leading 49-38. We remind you that between games tonight, the 1952 state champion Hebron Giants will be introduced. And then we've got the championship game. The 2002 Class A final will pit Pleasant Plains against Herrin. What a basketball game that one should be.
That's going to be a terrific game. You've got Herrin, you've got a couple guys that are complete players in the state, and you got Pleasant Plains, where I think probably remind me a lot of Pinckneyville. They've got that real solid distribution. They've got 4 or 5 guys that can beat you, so it's just going to be a terrific championship game.
And Jim Albrecht and Matt Taphorn will call that one upon the following the conclusion of this basketball game, which has 6 minutes and 13 seconds left in it. Unity looking to take home its first ever basketball trophy. Bureau Valley looking to take home its 3rd consecutive basketball trophy, and that is a Class A record. No team prior to Bureau Valley has ever in Class A won 3 consecutive trophies. And head coach Brad Bickett is going to be only the 2nd man to coach a Class A team to 3 consecutive championship trophies.
Well, Endress does a nice job on the full court press. He goes right to the middle, right at half court. Great entry pass. And see what he does, Kurt? He goes right to the hoop. He doesn't hesitate and gets it to his probably one, to his best guy over there, Gutshaw, who was able to finish it off, gets to the free throw line. That's how you break a press. Get it in the middle, then go right towards the basket. You've got the numbers.
Gutshaw's free throw bounces out. An opportunity for these Bureau Valley seniors like Phil Endress, like this guy at the free throw line, Adam Gutshaw, like Greg Cooley, who starts to play in their final game in front of a nice fan contingent. The Storm really bringing the crowd out here. And an opportunity, as we said, to bring home a 3rd consecutive state basketball trophy.
Well, these guys, these seniors are going to go through withdrawals next year. When they all of a sudden March comes around and get Little doing a good job on the interiors, having his way right now.
Well, maybe they'll have to do like what Ruben Slock did and come back and perhaps watch another Bureau Valley team here in the Elite Eight. And a nice basket that time by Endress, who now has 20 points.
Well, he's just putting on a show right now. He's just unstoppable
in his final prep basketball game. Here's Harden, stripped that time. Endress lost the ball. It's a foot race. 2 hard competitors diving for the ball, and somehow Gutshaw gets it. He gets fouled. He's going to get to the free throw line.
Endress won't get the assist, but he should. He shows great hustle staying with it, and Josh Harden's doing everything he can. He even dives for it, and Gutshaw again hustles down the court and gets the easy bucket, but that's because he ran 40+ feet down there. Great hustle by Adam Gutshaw.
And Gutshaw with now 13 points. So the 2 senior leaders have combined for 33 of their team's 55 points here tonight. As we're under 5:30 to go in this one. Smith hangs, fires, and he scores.
Tough shot. He's done that for 2 days straight. I mean, he loves to hang in the air, draws that contact. Reminds me a little bit like a Roger Fegley from the Bradley Braves.
Oh, yeah.
He used to do that.
Roger made a living doing that, and getting to the free throw line too. And a foul down low as Gutschall drew the contact. It's going to be Josh Harden whistle. And for Harden, that'll be his second foul. And the team's 7th. Check that. They're in the double bonus. They've got 10 fouls now.
Gutschall's already shot 12 free throws. 21 of the 12. I mean, he's shot 12 of the 21 free throws by Bureau Valley. So he is very active right now. I mean, he's just getting in there and right underneath the basket. Unity really has no option other than to foul him.
Coming into the tournament, he had shot 173 foul shots, by far and away the leading free throw shooter on the team as far as number of attempts. And usually for a perimeter player, you don't see that. You usually see the guys down low that are drawing the contact.
Well, both him and Andrus, you look at them initially, they are perimeter players, but they sort of do it all. They can go inside, and that's why they shoot a lot of free throws.
Justin Little on the low block.
Big fella.
Turnaround shot, can't get it. Fighting for the loose ball, got it. But he knew he was going to be traveling, so he threw it away. And it's picked off by Andrus.
You know, for a big guy and how much he weighs, he's got great coordination, great footwork.
Landon Bowman now with the dribble. Stutter step, spin, looks for help.
Great move.
Gutschall now. And we've got a whistle, and who's it going to be on? It's going to be a 3-second violation, it looks like. Yes, a 3-second violation against Bureau Valley. Timeout on the floor. 4:36 left in this one, the third-place game at the state basketball tournament, led right now by the Bureau Valley Storm, 57-43 over the Unity Rockets. Back with more in Peoria in a minute. This IHSA broadcast is brought to you by ADCO Tractor, you've got to drive one, and by Country Insurance and Financial Services. Real people, real answers, real quick. Our sideline reporter Lee Hall is sitting next to the former mayor of Peoria. Let's go across the way to Lee Hall.
All right, Kurt, thanks a lot. We're with Jim Maloof, the former mayor. You were mayor when this tournament came to town, and there was a lot of talk about Champaign, Peoria. It seems like it's worked out okay here.
Well, just ask the fans, ask the coaches, ask the players. I've got a Nashville former coach and superintendent here, and said this is it. This is the place to be. This community loves this, and I'll tell you what, it'll be a long time before it ever goes back to Champaign.
How do you still get these good seats? You don't have any clout anymore.
Oh, no. Well, I think they just feel sorry for the old man or something. But, no, but it's nice. It's nice to have these seats. Been a Bradley fan, you know, for about 60 years.
This guy, a very big part of this community from being mayor, and maybe folks around the state might not know, but he was a good friend of Danny Thomas, the actor, and a big part of bringing the St. Jude Midwest affiliate here. And he's like family to this guy, so we're proud to have him here in the front row. Good to see you.
Thanks, Lee.
All right, back to you, Kurt. Doug.
All right, thank you, Lee. First-class operation with the former mayor, Jim Maloof. I'm just glad that Lee didn't hand him the microphone. I thought he might start singing, which he's been known to do. Bureau Valley does a nice job on breaking the pressure, and Endrich scores in transition, and a timeout called now by the Storm. And it might be so that Brad Bick can start to get some of his other players in. It's a 30-second timeout, but the Storm did a wonderful job in breaking that pressure. Just like you map it out, got a layup out of the deal.
I mean, just like a diagram. I mean, Unity throws the full court pressure on them. They just execute perfect, get the ball in the middle, and they've been able to do that. They've been able to, anytime you press these guys, you've got a guy like Endrich. It's a tremendous ability to distribute it.
Great representation in the Class A first team All-State. Stanley Gaines played here in the state quarterfinals from Providence St. Mel. You see Chris Burris of Leo, Terrence Parker of Lyle, DJ Thronberg of KZ Westfield, and Nathan Koster from nearby Lewiston, all on that first team All-State. Jordan Roth from Pleasant Plains also here. And you see the other representation, Nick Brooks of Robinson also here. So there were 3 first-team All-Staters playing in this high school basketball championship tournament this weekend here in Peoria. Kallenberg comes away with that loose ball, still scramble for it. Somehow Brian Moore comes away with it, keeps the ball alive. Nice spin move by Justin Little, but he walked.
The official says, wait a minute, you weigh 250 pounds. You cannot move like that unless you traveled. He says, but the big fella says, I can do that.
That's right. I agree with you, Doug. He's got great hand-eye coordination.
Yeah, his footwork is excellent.
Under 4 minutes left here in the third place game with Bureau Valley ahead of Unity 59-44, a 15-point lead. And we're 3 minutes and 46 seconds away from getting a set for the state championship game tonight between Pleasant Plains and Heron as Brad Bickett looks on. Again, he's trying to become just the second Class A coach in history to take home 3 trophies. He will do that tonight. Charlie Strasburg from 1988 with Pena and 1989 and 90 at Prairie Central took home 3 consecutive trophies, and now Brad Bickett's going to do it all with one team, Bureau Valley.
Yeah, I mean, that's very impressive. It's just amazing to me to come downstate and I'm sure you wanted to be in the championship game, but it's still, no matter if you're in this game or the championship game, it's very impressive to get to this point. There's a lot of teams out there, a lot of players that love to be in his position.
And when you think about all the legendary coaches in the history of prep basketball in this state in Class A, the fact that he's going to just join an elite group, just he and Charlie Strasburg. Now, of course, a lot of that had to do with the splitting of the 2 classes in the early 70s between Class A and Class AA, but what Bureau Valley is doing here in just 7 years of existence, bringing home 3 state trophies and having a coach bring home 3 state trophies is very impressive. Brian Moore to the free throw line where he's shooting 72%. And Moore is just a junior, so he'll be back next year. But you've got guys like Josh Harden, who's a senior, and Cole Voigt, who's a senior, Justin Little, playing in their final prep basketball games for the Unity Rockets. And they're still on the floor.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see Unity back here. They've got Smith, Moore, and Eisenmenger, who both those guys are, that's a good core of guys to have, those 3 guys. And I mean, they can give you the defense, they can give you the offense, they can do it all.
And you see Gutschall is just fouled out of his final high school basketball game. He picked up his 5th foul, so Adam Gutschall will go to the bench after a terrific third place game, 15 points and 5 rebounds for the senior. And this is Riley Pierce to the foul line for Unity. Missed the free throw. Loose ball is on the floor. It's a scramble, and it's going to be a jump ball possession. More bodies on the floor. There's 3 minutes and 20 seconds left to go, and these guys are still diving after every loose ball.
Well, I look at Phil Endress right now, and I get tired just looking at this guy. I mean, he has been on the floor. He's been everywhere. Wherever the ball is, he is. And, I mean, he looks pretty good. I mean, I would be exhausted by now.
He's been taped up. You see that he's got a band around his elbow, which was bleeding earlier in the game.
Again, I'm not 18 years old.
Yeah, well, neither am I. Long pass is picked off that time by Josh Harden. Back come the Rockets now. It's a 14-point basketball game. Harden the miss. Rebound by Reed Overly. Now back in transition. Brandon Bowman all the way down. Pump fake on Tyler Smith. Hang, fire, missed the shot. Tipped out. It's Endress that gets it. Steps beyond the 3-point arch. His pass goes over to Cooley. Now it's Endress for 3. Yep.
I mean, he looks fresh. I mean, he looks like John Havlicek out there. He go all day.
And a 3-point opportunity here for Stratton Kellenhofer. How about that move on the baseline?
Yeah, and there's another guy coming back next year, only a junior. And it's another tenacious defender, and he's had some nice offense here in this game.
And so
Lance Freeman said, hey, wait a minute, that basket went in. We want that.
For a minute there, it looked like he was going to get 2 shots, but the Unity coaching staff reminding the officials that that ball went through the hoop. And a nice hand for Josh Harden, the senior guard from Unity, who goes to the bench. Not sure whether or not he'll re-enter. If he doesn't, it's his final minutes as a senior guard for this Rockets basketball team. Kellenhofer makes good on the free throw. It's a 3-point play for him. It's a 14-point basketball game, 62-48, in favor of the Bureau Valley Storm, who are looking for their 3rd straight third-place trophy here in Class A basketball in the state of Illinois. Kellenhofer this time whistled for the foul in the backcourt.
He just can't help himself. He's just always ready to attack defensively. He tried to get the steal, make something happen, and looked over at his coach, Lance Freeman, and he's like, calm down, big fella. Just take it easy.
Yeah.
We're down by 14. We're not going to win it. We're not going to get it back that quickly.
What a final curtain call for Phil Endress. He's sitting on 25 points, make it 26 now. He also has 7 rebounds to go with his effort tonight. 3 out of 8 from 3-point shooting and 9 out of 17 from the floor. So He's been up and down the floor. He's been on the floor quite a bit too. He makes both of his free throws in a 27-point effort right now for Phil Endress.
Yeah, and give him 6 steals on top of all that. I mean, that's just a monster game he's had.
Moore is fouled as he penetrated.
And most of this damage coming in the second half. I mean, a lot of he started off very slow in the first 2 quarters, only had about 5 points, but he has just here established himself as one of the lead players in the state and just stepped it up and challenged Unity to match his energy level.
In fact, for Endress, this is a, I was going to say it's a season high, but I actually checked that he had a 30-point effort against Spring Valley Hall back in January, so he's 3 points shy of equaling his season high effort. Meanwhile, at the foul line, it's more for Unity. And he splits his free throws, and we've got a substitution coming in now. We're seeing Derek Suits as he comes in, and he sends Tyler Smith to the bench. And Smith gets a nice hug from Lance Freeman. And I know he's dejected. It's been a rough afternoon and now night session for the Unity Rockets, but Tyler Smith is a junior, and he's going to be back, and he is a terrific basketball player.
He sure is. I mean, he's 6'7", and he's got another year at this level. He's going to put on some more pounds, and I think that will help him, especially inside the post area where some extra poundage hits those weights over the summer. He's one of the better players in the state.
We approach the 2-minute mark left in this basketball game. Down low, Endress had a shot redirected, chased it down. Now a 3 is missed that time by Bowman. But again, the Storm get the offensive rebound, and they'll reload the offense. Each team with players at the scorers table trying to get in and get a taste of this state tournament. And that'll happen on the next whistle. Endress drives, missed the shot, tipped out, and Unity comes away with it. Scoop shot that time by Mitch Davis. He got himself too far underneath the basket, but he drew the foul, and he's going to get to the free throw line.
Well, Mitch Davis gets the ball, and he's like, okay, I've got it. I'm going to go right to the hoop. Goes a little too far underneath the basket, but gets to the free throw line, and what a great thrill for the young man.
5'7" junior guard just checked in. This is his first action in this state tournament. Didn't play in the quarters or in the semifinals, but he's in the scorebook with a free throw.
And just think of this young guy. Every night he's got to go against Josh Harden. And, you know, what a great deal for him, and to come out there and be able to play some minutes here in the consolation game.
And more substitutions as both coaches are trying to get their players in there. They're practice players, and you see some hugs on the Unity sidelines. Many of them are consolation type hugs, conciliatory hugs, but hey, listen, being 4th in the state is not all bad.
Yeah, you see right there the emotions from Brian Moore. You don't think the game meant something to him, and just special to see those kids care like that much.
Hey, when they roll the balls out for practice at the beginning of the year in November, more than likely they'd say, you know what, we're going to finish 4th. That's not a bad season. And there's another basket by Mitch Davis. So he's coming and quickly got to the foul line and also hit a jumper from the outside.
They got guys flying all over the place. White jerseys on the floor. These guys are playing like it's the game just started.
And we're inside of the final minute here of the consolation game. A steal that time by Unity's Kyle Eichelberger. Now the long lead pass ahead. It's back and forth action. Shot is up and no good and tipped out of bounds. Who's going to get the call? Riley Pierce was the one who took the shot.
And Derek Suits tries to get the offensive rebound, but able to draw the foul. Gets to the free throw line. You see Lance Freeman getting all his guys in, and
Lance Freeman, the head coach of the Rockets, I could hear him say he doesn't want any fouls. He's going to put a bunch of substitutions in. He said no fouls. Let's just play this thing out nice and clean at the end. Meanwhile, at the free throw line, it's Derek Suits, and now we're going to see a wholesale substitution. Much like in hockey, we've got a whole line change here. Standing ovation from the Unity faithful as they're cheering on their Rockets. This is a nice touch. Got an opportunity to salute those seniors for one final time.
Well, we've done all 3 of Unity's games. I feel like I'm a Unity man.
You're going to be on their alumni mailing list too.
I feel like I've bonded with all these guys. Harden, Moore, Smith, Wood, Eisenminger, all those guys playing defense, and It's been a lot of fun. It's been fun working with you, Kurt.
It's been my pleasure, Doug, and we are standing by for a terrific Class A state championship game. Jim Albrecht and Matt Tapporter will call Pleasant Plains and Herrin. And don't forget that between games tonight, we've got the presentation of the 1952 state champion Hebron Giants. And we're in the final seconds here of this third place game. Bureau Valley is going to win its third consecutive third place trophy in the state of Illinois. And the Unity Rockets will bring back their first ever basketball trophy back to that town just outside Champaign. It's going to be a fourth place trophy, and that's not all bad. Josh Harden comes away with a steal. Final seconds of this basketball game. He's going to put up a shot. His three ball is up and no good, but the rebound is almost tipped in, but no good. And our final score is the Bureau Valley Storm 64 and the Unity Rockets 55. Coaches shake hands at midcourt. A terrific season comes to a close for both of these squads, who made it through to the final night of the Class A boys basketball season. And Bureau Valley, for the third straight year, is the third place winner in the state of Illinois.
And what a great run by Bureau Valley. The seniors, Gutschall and Endress, those guys really stepped it up. And Kurt, like I said, it was great seeing Josh Harden, that the little man out there. He played fearlessly for 2 days. And Brian Moore, with a tenacious competitor, all those Unity and the whole team. It's been fun to watch those guys play.
And what a way for seniors Phil Endress and Adam Gutschall to finish their careers. 27 points for Endress, 15 points for Gutschall. And Lee Hall is standing by with the victorious Brad Bickett, who has coached his team to a third consecutive third place finish.
All right, Kurt, thanks a lot. Brad Bickett, you did it again, man. We talked to you at halftime. I don't know what you told these guys, but it worked.
Well, I tell you what, we just were passionate in the locker room at half. We motivated a little bit. We said we had to play a better 16 minutes than our first 16. And credit to the kids. I thought Adam and Phil, especially those two leaders, our co-captains, really went out and made plays in the third quarter. The rest of the kids rallied around them.
Well, I tell you what, no team's ever done it in Class A. 3 straight trophies. Congratulations to you.
Thank you very much.
All right, Brad Bickett, head coach of Bureau Valley Storm. Phil Endress, you know, I know you'd love to be playing in this next game, but to win your last game as a senior, it's got to feel special.
Yeah, it does. I mean, first 16 minutes, we didn't come out and play real hard. Halftime, we talked about, you know, we wanted to go out on a good note, so we came out and played a lot harder and found a way to win.
Can you share any of that motivational speech from halftime the coach gave you?
Oh, a little bit of yelling, I don't know.
Yeah.
He's a good motivator, so it worked, I guess.
All right, well, congratulations to you and all the guys.
Yeah, thanks
nice
a lot.
Job. All right, Bureau Valley's Phil Endress, they win their third straight third place title. Congratulations to them. Kurt, back to you.
All right, Lee, thank you. You saw our country insurance player of the game, Phil Endress, 27 points and 7 rebounds. Final score again. It's Bureau Valley winning the third place game, knocking out Tolono Unity. We have the championship game coming up next. Don't go anyplace. It's going to be Herrin and Pleasant Plains for the championship. 64-55. Bureau Valley over Unity for third place. For our sideline reporter, 64-55. Again, the Storm of Bureau Valley knock off the Rockets of Unity High School. How about some final thoughts there, Doug?
Well, I thought both teams really sold out. I mean, both coaches made their coaches proud, and I just am so impressed with Brad Pickett and the way he handled himself. And I mean, just like you talked about, Kurt, very, very impressive to win, to get the third place 3 years in a row. It's just quite amazing.
Nice job, partner. Good working with you. For Doug Altenberger, this is Kurt Pegler. Third place winner, Bureau Valley knocks off Unity 64-55. Stay tuned. Championship night continues after these messages and a word from your local stations.